So what we're going to do here is jump into some speed clinics, some automating Photoshop. And the whole premise behind it is Photoshop has become a pretty mature program. And as you get to use it more, you find that you'll do the same things over and over again. So as Photoshop matures, I think the way we use it has matured. And now, we kind of know what we need to do to the photos. We know how, people have gotten the idea on how to fix light photos, fix dark photos, fix the color. So now a lot of what I'm finding is people want to know how to speed things up. How do I do this? How do I do the things that I want to do in Photoshop faster? How do I make it do the work for me? So that was the whole premise of the Speed Clinic book. One of the coolest things, it's such a simple little tool. And I love demoing it because it's one of those things that it just gets overlooked. You scan in photos, and you've got to take those photos. You gang scan, so you take 5 or 6 photos, you scan them in, and then you've got to take those photos, crop them out of the original, straighten them, get them into their own documents. All right, it takes time. Well, there's a little automation here inside Photoshop. So here were some old photos that I scanned. If you go into the File menu, you go down to Automate, and there's an option here called Crop and Straighten Photos. And it's real simple to use. You click on it. Photoshop does a little work for you. And if you look through my window menu, you'll see here, it's taken all those photos, it's not only cropped them, but it's straightened them as well. So instead of you having to go in and select each and every one of them out, the automation does it for you. The only thing you have to do at this point is just go through and save each one of them. A couple of little tips if you're doing that. You want to make sure you give Photoshop as much help as you can. So when you scan your photos, keep them, you want to go about 1/4 inch apart. Okay? And that'll give Photoshop the ability to see that white space, because that's what it looks for. It's looking for the white space that's in between all the photos. So you keep them about 1/4 inch apart, and then that helps Photoshop. So if you have to sacrifice a photo from the scan, it's still a whole lot better from having to go in there and separate all of them out yourself. What's really cool, though, is we come to the point where sometimes we need to straighten our photos. Well, it doesn't always just work on multiple photos. If you've got one, it does it for you as well. So you don't have to scan a whole bunch of photos. That one photo, it goes in there and it just looks and finds those white edges, and it crops and straightens that one for you. All right. Now, you see me jumping over to Bridge a lot, and one of the things that you want to consider when you're working with and trying to make things happen faster in Photoshop is what Bridge can do. Because if I look into, let's go into my stock photo folder. I go under the Tools menu inside of Bridge, and if I go down to Photoshop, you'll see a lot of those automations that we saw inside of Photoshop. Remember when we went down to the File, down to Automate, Batch, Picture Package, Web Photo Gallery, all these automations, you'll see them inside of Bridge, right under the Tools menu under Photoshop. The advantage of using Bridge for this is that it lets me visually select which photos I want to apply this to. When I do it in Photoshop, what's it do? It gives me an option. Let's take Web Photo Gallery. It's right in front of me, I'm sure, and there it is. So we take Web Photo Gallery, and you'll see here, what's the source? What photos do we want to build a web gallery from? Well, right now I've got to go choose a folder. All right? In that folder, chances are you've got some photos from a photo shoot you want to get up onto a quick web gallery, but you don't want all of them. So instead, do it in Bridge and visually click on one, hold down the Command key on the Mac or Control on the PC, and just click on another, and another, and another. Click on as many as you need, but that way I can go through and visually click on these photos, go up to the Tools menu, go down to Photoshop. Now we'll go into Web Photo Gallery. And you'll see here under Use, it says Selected Images from Bridge. So small things like that, but it saves a lot of time because now you're not creating a gallery with a bunch of photos that you didn't want in it. You go through and you visually pick which photos you want to add in here.